Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Kabalyero and I'm here in Second Life and I'm here in the Rogue Wrestling Alliance arena for their weekly show. Okay, and the title or the name of Rogue Wrestling Alliance's weekly show is Wired. So this is basically RWA Wired and it's going to start in just 2 minutes. Okay, so if you are watching this, and of course, again, if you want to see the action live, all you have to do is create a free Second Life account, download a Second Life viewer, and come down here at the Rogue Wrestling Alliance arena for, I guess you can say, the inaugural. Yes, this is the inaugural show or the inaugural or debut episode of Wired. And there you go, guys. It's 5 p.m. in Second Life, and that means Wired or Rogue Wrestling Alliance Wired has officially started. And of course, right now you are watching the opening video for Rogue Wrestling Alliance, but you are not hearing anything because I turned off any kind of music, and I also turned off my voice. Okay. So right now the only music you'll hear is the one from my music player, and the only voice you will hear is my voice. Of course, you'll be able to watch the videos that will be played on the big screen here in the Rogue Wrestling Alliance arena. Okay, and in the ring right now we have RWA official or referee Betty Harrowing, and I guess her official title is Rogue Official. And the first match of the afternoon is between a rogue wrestler and another rogue wrestler. I think the official title is Rogue Vandal. I could be wrong, but if my memory is correct, last time I was here and I moused over the avatars or the residents, the title they were using or the title the wrestlers were using was Rogue Vandal. And we are watching another entrance video. He is Mr. Wrestling. And who is he? That is the question. And the answer is Cain Mulligan. Mr. Wrestling, Cain Mulligan, I guess he just entered the arena. Okay, so for some reason I think the screen is missing. It's missing one side. I don't know if it just didn't rendered, or maybe it's my viewer not rendering this still pose right here. You see this still pose? So there is like I wouldn't call this a still pose. I guess it's like a steel structure. There is a steel structure right here on the left, but it's missing on the right. I don't know what's happening or what happened to it. And of course, here we have Mr. Wrestling, Cain Mulligan, doing a promo. The days of real professional wrestling, as it pains me to say, seems to have died. It has been replaced by circus acrobats, boring Bruce Lee ninjas, and hip-hop boy band clowns. Well, that's what he is saying in local chat. I constantly see men who look more like they wake up every morning and wrestle with a bottle of pills or liquid muscles than actual training. This is not the place for foolish parkour or to be a stuntman, but guess what? Wrestlers are like stuntmen. They are stuntmen, wrestlers. This is a wrestling ring, and I will show you its true meaning. Well, again, that is Mr. Cain Mulligan speaking. With that said, I urge you all to say, tune and study and learn why I'm Mr. Wrestling. And I guess he is done talking. He just right now he's just standing there waiting for his opponent, I guess. And his opponent is... oh, it's Mr. Spaghetti himself. It's Pasta Lopez, the Noodle King, Mr. Noodles, whom I like to call Mr. Spaghetti, Pasta Lopez. And there you go, we are looking at Mr. Spaghetti. He's in the ring. The question is, where did Mr. Wrestling went? So we have a match here between Mr. Wrestling and Mr. Spaghetti. This is going to be a very interesting match because I'm lost for words, unfortunately. There you go. It's an interesting match because I would like to know who will win between, Mr. Spaghetti or Mr. Wrestling. Okay, I'm not sure if they will participate in this match. And there you go, the match has started. And we just saw a takedown from Mr. Wrestling. He just took down Mr. Spaghetti. And for some reason, Mr. Spaghetti just stood up quickly. And again, Mr. Spaghetti went down. Mr. Wrestling still working on Mr. Spaghetti's arm. His left arm. Maybe he likes Mr. Spaghetti's left arm. So right now, Mr. Wrestling is showing off why he is called Mr. Wrestling. Mr. Spaghetti is in big trouble. It seems like he can't do anything about Mr. Wrestling. For some reason, he can't find a way to counter Mr. Wrestling. Right now, he's just there taking everything that Mr. Wrestling is giving him. Okay, we have a cover 1, 2, and okay. So Mr. Spaghetti kicked out in 2. I guess it's not yet over for Mr. Spaghetti. Again, Irish whip by Mr. Wrestling. And there you go. It's about time. Big boot by Mr. Spaghetti on Mr. Wrestling. Now he's telling Mr. Wrestling to... Ooh! He followed that up with a super kick. A super kick out of nowhere. Backbreaker by Mr. Spaghetti. And it looks like Mr. Spaghetti is having some problem with his shoulder. And Mr. Spaghetti or Mr. Wrestling caught that. And he immediately countered. Ah, look at that. It seems that Mr. Wrestling is teaching Mr. Spaghetti something. Ooh! My goodness, that was so quick. It was so quick that Mr. Spaghetti disappeared from my viewer for like, a fraction of a second. I guess there is no stopping Mr. Wrestling right now. Mr. Spaghetti tried to counter with a clothesline. And now we have a cover, and Mr. Spaghetti kicked out in 2. Good, nice. That means the match continues. Mr. Spaghetti with a kick to the midsection, and boom, neck breaker, and it connected. Maybe this is the moment Mr. Spaghetti is waiting for. Maybe it's time for him to make some meatballs.
Restream Offset YouTube. Icar Cup #1 show on YouTube.
I think that was Mr. Spaghetti's signature move. Is this the end for Mr. Wrestling? And I think Mr. Spaghetti. And there you go, a flying clothesline, I think. Well, it looks like a flying clothesline. And Mr. Spaghetti was able to connect that, dealing like 100 damage to Mr. Wrestling. And Mr. Wrestling didn't saw that coming, because it came from behind. Count is at 2. Nope. Mr. Wrestling, Cain Mulligan, kicked out in 2. Match continued. Here comes Mr. Spaghetti, setting up Mr. Wrestling. He is taking his sweet time. Here he comes, and nope! Mr. Wrestling caught him and countered whatever Mr. Spaghetti is going to do. So the reason why it happened is because Mr. Spaghetti took a very long time, which you can't blame him, because right now he is he's suffering from, I guess, some pain from his shoulder. Mr. Wrestling dragging Mr. Spaghetti by the leg back at the center of the ring. Now he is the one taking his time. And of course, what happened next is what happens always when you take your time, you get countered. And Mr. Spaghetti, what did he just do? Again, Second Life animation. It's not perfect, but from what I can tell is that he jumped off from that turnbuckle and twisted and turned in the air and landed on Mr. Wrestling for the 1, for the 2, and the 3. Okay, winner of the match. Wow! After taking some serious beating, is Mr. Spaghetti Pasta Lopez. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Wrestling is complaining to the ref or to the official. According to him, Mr. Spaghetti cheated. Well, Unfortunately, that is Mr. Spaghetti for you. If he really did that, that is not out of Mr. Spaghetti's character. Okay, and that was the first match of the afternoon. Winner of the match was Pasta Lopez, the Noodle King. And of course, no amount of complaining will change what happened or will change the result of the match. Mr. Wrestling got pinned after getting hit by that twisting and turning, flying. I don't even know what it's called. He got hit by it, and that's it for him. That was the match. Okay. Coming down the ring, we have Sybil Halsey. I guess Sybil Halsey is part of the Royal Guards. Okay, we are watching the entrance video for Kordelia Kensington. If my memory is correct, she is the reigning RWA or Rogue Wrestling Alliance Women's Champion. And of course, she is accompanied by her sister, Crystal Kensington. So we have Cordelia and Kensington, the Kensington sisters, in the ring right now. And also in the ring, we have stairs, and on top of the stairs, we have a couple of thrones. They're not chairs, but thrones. Again, guys, if you want to listen to what they're saying, you can always watch them live in Second Life itself. Because this is happening right now in Second Life at the RWA or Rogue Wrestling Alliance Arena. If you already have a Second Life account, then just log into Second Life, look for RWA, and you will find the group. Join the group so you'll get notifications or notices whenever there is a Rogue Wrestling Alliance event like this one. Well, this is, I wouldn't really call this an event, but this is the debut of their weekly show, and it's called Wired. Of course, I can read what the Kensington sisters are saying because they're not really using voice, they're using local chat. But it would be weird because I'm a guy. In any case, right now they are addressing the crowd. And you will not see much of the crowd because I kinda de-rendered most of them. The reason why I did that is because to reduce my viewer lag. Because the more avatars are in one area, or especially inside the arena, if there are like a lot of avatars here, it will be really lagging. Really freaking lagging. That's why if they are not a part of the show, if they're just, other avatars watching the show and not actually part of the show, I de-rendered them. Of course, I can't de-render Kordelia and Crystal because they are part of the show. Okay, so I think I missed something. Now Cordelia or Crystal, yes, Cordelia. Anyway, the sisters are talking about shampoo and third world countries. So basically, their stick is they're like high and mighty, and they're looking down. They're looking down on everyone, which is a very common shtick or character in professional wrestling anywhere. I guess you can call them your classic hill characters. Okay, so I guess they are done talking. And of course, over here we have the commentary thing again. Commentary team. Again, you won't be hearing anything from them because I turned off voice. And I don't know what Crystal is doing, but she is hitting the statues. This is going to be interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. And boom, right there. Sybil, Halsey. Come on, that was too obvious, you know. All of them are the same. Look at all those knights. Of course, even though Sybil was wearing a knight outfit, it still looks different from the other, or from the other, knights. And what happened there? For some reason, Crystal just fell down. Hey, what happened, Crystal? How did you end up falling? And here comes Sybil. And again, Crystal fell down again. I guess Crystal is a clutch, you know. And they ran all the way to the back. They're now at the back, and unfortunately we can't follow them from the back. Of course I can. But we are not going to look at the back. The backstage is off limits. Okay, so waiting for the next match. That wasn't actually a match. It was just the Kensington sisters doing their thing. It was so funny to see Crystal tripping So it's confirmed Crystal Kensington is a clutch. Maybe she should stop wearing heels. That might help her walk. So I just saw some lights change, and of course, what it means is or we'll see another wrestler. And of course, right now we're just watching an entrance video for someone named Bodhi. Okay, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Bodhi, or is it Bodhi? So I'm just going to read it as body or body. Is it body? Body? And here we have an alien in the ring. Maybe this guy is Bodhi. So Bodhi is an alien. He's Masked Rider Black. From the Masked Rider universe. Bodhi. I think this is my first time saying Bodhi. It's like with Cain, Mulligan. It was my first time seeing him. Of course, my memory is not that great. Maybe I've seen him somewhere out there in the Second Life universe. And who is... Oh, it's Malaki. So Bodhi is facing Malaki the Drifter. And Malaki is wearing a new hair, by the way. Because for some reason his hair is no longer disappearing. So my best guess there is that he is wearing or using a new hair. Maybe he has, he got paid by RWA and was able to buy a new hair for himself. So it's Malaki versus Bodhi. And we have a lockup. So someone from outer space. Ooh, leg sweep. and that brought down Malaki the drifter, but unfortunately it didn't end there for Bodhi. He was caught by a leg scissor, I think. Malaki working on Bodhi. We have here a headlock. Bodhi trying to fight through it. And now, what is that? I can't see it clearly. Maybe it's a sleeper hold. Headlock of doom, according to somebody in the audience. And now both wrestlers are down. They need to get up or we won't have a show. Seriously? You're tired already? The match just started. How can you be tired already? Malaki got up first. Now he's trying to pick up Bodhi. Irish whip. And then Bodhi bounce off the ropes. Drop kick. Beautiful drop kick by Malaki. And it hit Bodhi right on his face. But Malaki wasn't finished. He followed that up with a leg drop and a fist stomp, I think. Again, guys, I have such a terrible memory. I've seen all these moves before. I've read the names of the moves. Unfortunately, I just, couldn't remember them all. I'm sorry. Oh, look at that. Bodhi went out of the ring and climbed the top rope. Here comes Bodhi with a... what do you call that? A splash? A lateral press splash? Right now I'm just making things up. I think it's a cross body dive, because the body is in the cross position. And right now we are Bodhi is cradling. He is cradling Malaki like a baby. And we have a good view of Betty Harrowing right here. Okay, so that is such an amazing view right there. Malaki fighting through it. And Malaki reversed the hold with a wrist lock. And now it's his turn to deal some damage. And we have a suplex. I forgot what this suplex is called, but it's a variation of a suplex that I'm sure of. And he got a 2 count from that one. He got a 2 count from Betty. Irish whip by Malaki. Here comes Bodhi. Clothesline. Nope. Kick to the midsection by Malaki. and that turned into a power bomb. Okay, so the kick to the midsection was just a setup. What? It's finished already? Okay, that's it. It took a power bomb to beat Bodhi. So Malaki squashed a bug. Anyway, winner of the match is Malaki. Bodhi got squashed with a power bomb. Wow, wasn't expecting that finish. Unfortunately, I didn't see much of what Bodhi can do. Ah, look at that. We have a message in YouTube. It's from I Crit Pop. #1 show on YouTube. What? Anyway, thanks for watching. If you are still there, of course. I just noticed the message. Although I did hear the the notification earlier. Again, the stage is missing a metal bar or a metal structure. This bar right here, because if you look again, look at that. There should be one over here, but it's not. It's missing. It's missing a metal structure. Maybe the construction workers were trying to rush the work and forgot to install they forgot to install another one of this thing on this side of the screen. So for some reason the screen is not falling. It's staying up there, which is great because we don't want any kind of accidents happening during the show. But they did forget to put another metallic structure on this side of the screen. Okay, so I couldn't de-render Ju-won still because maybe I could de-render her. Maybe she's not part of the show. And she's gone. And you're watching the entrance video of Victoria, also known as the Victory. And look at that. I guess we'll have to deal or suffer through Cordelia Kensington again. Just kidding, of course. Okay, so it's Cordelia Kensington versus Victoria Muller, or simply Victory. And my guess is this is the main event of the evening. Okay, so for some reason, Cordelia got out of the ring. And well, I'm just following Cordelia around. Again, third avatar in the ring is Betty Harrowing. And this match is between Cordelia Kensington, we just saw her with her sister earlier, and of course Victory or Victoria. Doesn't really matter what you call her, it's still V for Victory. And that was a shove by Victoria, and it sent Cordelia. It sent Cordelia out of the ring. Wow, that was there was some force behind that shove. Cordelia is getting back in. Of course, there is still that chance of her getting shoved back out. You know, this could turn into a shoving match, you know. And here comes Victory. With a splash. And now she's dragging Cordelia. They're back at the center of the ring. And another Irish whip by Victoria or Victory. Victory with a series of knees to the midsection of Kordelia. And Kordelia wisely, intelligently rolled out of the ring. Good job! I would roll away too if I was Kordelia. Because there is no point in taking a beating. The smart move is to get out of the ring and, wait for the referee to count. You won't get disqualified immediately. But if you don't come back in the ring before the count of 10, then you will be disqualified. But Kordelia is already on the ring. Here comes Victory. Suplexing Kordelia back inside the ring. And there's a bridge, 1 and a 2, and only a 2 count for Victoria. And of course, my viewer is following Kordelia around, and it looks like she's, somewhat floating in the ring. Look at that. Look at her legs, or look at her feet. Even Victoria is floating on the ring. Wow. Must be some kind of magic. And Kordelia just mounted Victory. Again, I'm correct. Kordelia is floating on the ring. Look at that. Her feet are not touching the ring. The same is true with Betty Harrowing. Look at that. Betty Harrowing is floating on the ring. Wow. And Kordelia continues to work on Victoria. Here she comes again. With a kick to the midsection followed by an Irish whip to the corner. And sliding forward. Sliding forward. Because that's what she did. She slid forward. And a series of kick. Middle and a high kick. A couple of middle kicks. And that sent Victoria down on the mat. Here comes Kordelia, and look at that. She mounted Victoria. This time my viewer is following Victoria around. Okay, Victoria kicked out in 2. Kordelia looking down on Victoria. Well, that's not new. Cordelia with a drop kick. The question is, did it connect? Yes, it did. It connected. And Victoria is here. Victoria is floating on air, and ooh, look at that. Victoria just tossed Cordelia up in the air and over the top rope and onto the floor. That is not the canvas anymore, that is the floor. And look at how powerful Victoria is. She basically just Irish whipped Cordelia back in the ring. And she used her brute force to do it. And now Cordelia is asking Victory to stop. Why? Why would she stop? It's a match. Cordelia is not in a good position right now. Oh my goodness. Victoria dragging Cordelia by the leg. Okay, so what happened there? Why did Victoria? Why did she break the hold? That was a missed opportunity. A gorilla press. Is she going to press slam Cordelia? Well, look at that. No, she did not. She didn't. I thought she was going to press slam Cordelia, but she went with a side slam. And right now, on the ring as well, we have Crystal Kensington, sister of Cordelia. And she got shoved by Victoria. Or Victory. And what it does is it gives Cordelia a chance. There you go. Boom, right there. Never ever turn your back from your opponent. And that is what Victory did, and that cost her the match. Yes, she was distracted by Crystal, but still, it was such a bad move for Victory. I like Victoria better than Victory for some reason. Maybe because I keep saying Cordelia, and Victoria, Cordelia, they kind of rhyme. So winner of the match is Cordelia. And Cordelia still, she gave Victoria a final look. And there they go, the sisters. Cordelia Kensington winning the match with the help of her sister, Crystal. And okay, so what happened here? So Betty Harrowing is giving us a good view of things. Okay, so there is something wrong with Victoria's arm. It looks twisted from that, when I zoomed in on it, it looks twisted. It looks bad. That arm looks bad, my goodness. Maybe she needs to see a doctor, to check that arm. So I guess on the commentary table we have Henry Parker and Allira. Allira FCKING, something like that. Allira and Henry Parker. And look at that, they just stood up. That means you know what it means. It means that RWA or Rogue Wrestling Alliance Wide, the show is over. Of course, the show is going to be back next week. Again, it's Saturday at 5 p.m. Second Life time. And it's happening here in the Rogue Wrestling Alliance Arena. And of course, if you want to know where the Rogue Wrestling Alliance Arena is, just join the group, search for Rogue Wrestling Alliance, join the fan group, and look for or download or get the attached landmark in one of the notices. Okay, so guys, that's it. If you want to see more Second Life Wrestling in this channel, then all you have to do is like the video, share to your friends, and subscribe. Comments, questions, or reactions, post them in the comment section. That's it. Thank you for watching, and see you see you in Second Life. Bye bye.